Plaintiff Mindy King Rogers says had she known the defendant was a heroin addict, she never would have hired him to work in her home. Mindy claims the defendant never showed up for work and never completed the job, so she's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Will C. says he would never have taken the job with Mindy had he known she was going to get drunk and hit on him. Will insists he completed a majority of the work, and he's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
I'd hired him not knowing that he was a heroin addict.
Where do you know him from?
We worked at an apartment complex together.
How long did you all work together?
Probably about 5 months.
And you never seen him copping a nod?
No.
Never seen him go?
No, I did not.
Well, he's not on heroin if you didn't see him, are you?
No, I'm not on heroin, Your Honor.
We'll see if you itch or cop a nod in here. I don't know. Go ahead. You all worked together for 5 months. What was it like working with him?
It was fine. We, became friends, and
He seemed
he had
trustworthy?
told me at the time that we had talked.
Okay.
And then he had, we had talked about personal issues, like his girlfriend leaving him because he couldn't get his act together, and that's when I'd hired him to do a job for me.
What did he say she left him for? Maybe it was something that should have given you a little warning sign about hiring him.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, let me get some background.
I would have never taken the job if I'd have known she's wanted to take me to Cougar Town. And, every time I get there, it's like, look at these pictures, look at those pictures when I was young and whatnot.
Cougar Town, that means she was kind of hitting on you?
Right.
Or is there...
I'd
That's what
never,
ever
basically hit on him.
No, it's
never.
Cougar Town is,
Never.
the old lady trying to get the young guy.
That is so untrue, so untrue, so untrue. I have no interest in him whatsoever.
Right.
None.
So how do you respond when she's been hitting on you?
I get away, and then every time I left the house,
What do you mean get
she'd
away?
fire
You
me.
run?
Well, no, I didn't run. I just said it's time to go,
Okay.
The work is done.
Give me an
it's time to
example
leave.
of when she has hit on you.
One night we was there, she got to drinking and talking.
There where?
At her house.
Okay.
All right, after I'd worked, it usually led to, look at these pictures, I used to be little and whatever, and and then it would go into she's drunk and I'm sitting here trying to leave, and after she gets this close, I finally say it's enough and I leave,
You never seen him copping a nod?
No.
Well, he's not on heroin if you didn't see him, are you?
No, I'm not on heroin, Your Honor.
We'll see if you itch or cop a nod in here. I don't know.
Plaintiff Mindy King Rogers says had she known the defendant was a heroin addict, she never would have hired him to work on her home.
Let me hear from you on the breach of contract.
Well, I hired him to do a job, and no, I never came on to him. He just never would show up to do the job.
What was the agreement?
The agreement was that he finished some rooms in my house, some drywall work.
Drywall in your
Yes.
home. How much was he going to
For
receive?
$750.
All right. Over what time frame?
He just said that he would do it from the beginning to the end. He would finish
Okay,
it.
so that could mean over the course of 5 years?
No, he was actually supposed to have it done. We were working on it
That's what I
on
was
the
asking.
weekends.
What's the time frame?
We had it set for like a couple months to get it done
Okay.
because it was a weekend project.
All right.
That's how it
That's
started
important because
Yes.
if you're talking breach of contract, that's your lawsuit, you have to establish the time frame which he had to complete that contract.
Well, it's supposed to be done within a couple months. It was
Okay.
just a weekend project is how it started out.
All right. And what did happen?
He just never would show up. He came to me in December telling me that he didn't have his rent money because he had just been evicted from his past home and he didn't have his rent money, and asking if I could pay him in advance for the job I was hiring him for. And him and his mother came over and got my debit card and actually went and withdrew the money from my account.
How much?
$750.
Okay, so the entire amount of the
Yes.
job.
Yeah, she gives a heroin addict her debit card. That's what normal people do, right?
You know, it was a mistake.
I took out $750
at the time,
exactly.
I did not even
When you got
realize
high.
he was into the drugs that he was in, because we were, you know, he makes you feel sorry for him. He wants to be the victim all the time, and you know, he just turns it around at his advantage.
Give me an example.
Like I would tell him I didn't want him doing the job anymore, and then he'd turn around and try to, you know, telling me I couldn't fire him, but he wouldn't show up. I would text him. I've got texts, and
Did he complete any of the work?
He hung a few sheets of drywall.
Okay, and obviously you're giving him some credit because
Yes, I
you're only
did.
suing for $600.
Yes.
All right, sir, what do you want to tell me?
I worked, I think it was January 5th through the 11th. It was 7 days total that I worked. It was supposed to be $75 a day, something like that. And
That's not true.
after 7 days worth of work, she
That's
tried to
not
credit me
true.
$150. That's why I told her, no, I'm not paying you back. Absolutely not.
Was it based on the daily rate or was it based on completion of the job?
Right.
Most
It was based on
construction-
completion of the job, but the job could still be going now. Who knows? It's not open. It's an open-ended contract. It doesn't say I'll be done by July or by
It
February.
means within a reasonable amount of time.
Right.
I thought you would jump on that when I said it, but it means within a reasonable amount of time. No, you can't take 5 years. I was
Right.
just kidding.
Well, it's not 5 years. It's only been a couple months, though. Right.
I have
When
in
is
an
the last?
email.
Hold on, ma'am. When is the last time you showed up?
I don't know.
Why?
Because she fired me.
You terminated him?
Yes, I did.
How long after the 750 did you terminate him?
It was actually around February 14th.
Okay, good
Valentine's
enough.
Day.
Valentine's Day.
My point exactly.
Oh, it's nothing like that. I have no interest in him whatsoever.
It just sounds like a significant date between the two of you. Unless it's just a coincidence.
No, there's no interest in him whatsoever, I promise you.
All right. When you ask for your money back, what has he said?
He told me he would pay me back.
Sir?
Yeah, I told her I would pay her back if she wanted to take $100 on a paycheck, but I'm not giving her $600 back. Absolutely not.
That's
What
not true.
portion of the work did you complete?
I think 70% of it or something like that. Like there's all but one wall was done on the last
It
day.
says right here on a text that he sent me, well, lady, I will, he says right here he's going to give me my money back.
All right. Why don't you put a little bracket around that? Sir, did you tell her you were going to give her the money back?
I just want to know how much it says I was going to give her back. That's what I want to know. Like I told her I'd give her money back, but not all of it.
She says, I want the money back that I paid you.
And I said I'll give it all back to you.
You told me you would give it back to me.
Lady, I will give you your money back if you want it.
Right, but that's on the, man, that's not all of the
Man,
text
I'm not
messages.
your man.
Oh, yes, sir. Are y'all?
Yeah, your man are the guys who you hang with, you getting high off heroin.
Right.
I do no such thing. How long after the 750 did you terminate him?
It was around February 14th.
Okay, good enough.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
My point exactly.
Oh, it's nothing like that. I have no interest in him whatsoever.
It just sounds like a significant date between the two of you.
Plaintiff Mindy King Rogers says had she known the defendant was a heroin addict, she never would have hired him to work on her home.
All right, you counterclaim $2,000 for emotional distress.
Because she goes around my work telling everybody I'm a heroin addict and a thief and I do all this stuff. Look how big I am.
That's true.
Heroin addicts aren't big and, you know, I'm too big to
That's
steal.
true,
How can
though.
I steal? I can't do that. Where am I going to hide it? In this little shirt? It doesn't make sense to me. You know? Like, I can't get away with this. I'm too big
We
for
had
this.
even discussed his drug use in personal conversations because we discussed how I never done drugs, I never got into that scene, and I didn't understand it, and how he wishes he never went down that line.
Did you tell anyone at your job that he was on heroin?
Actually, I was told by them that's what the drug was from some coworkers.
Okay, sir, you have some type of illness?
No, I was in a car wreck a long time ago. Other than that, no.
That was actually for a
Like an
methadone.
Are you going to the doctor as of January 2013?
No, not like on a regular basis or anything, no.
At all?
No.
Okay, because you tell her here you missed your doctor's appointment, so we got to work Sunday at your house.
Yeah, that was my daughter's doctor's appointment, not my
You said
doctor's appointment.
my doctor's appointment.
Right. Well, I'm texting it. I don't know.
You don't know?
It's-
Okay.
Right. I mean, I'm not
That
sure.
was
That was a
through
long time
methadone
ago
clinic.
anyway, so I'm
All
not
right.
really sure.
We share
sir.
the opinion that you're a heroin addict. You come across as one. That's my
I come
opinion.
across as a heroin addict.
Absolutely.
And how is that?
Everything about you. So I'm going to dismiss your claim of emotional distress and grant hers for $600. Have a good day.
I have no interest in young guys. I'm just not attracted to him whatsoever. I don't know where he got that.
That's what I hear. I don't know. Evidently, you go to Cougar Town and leave a heroin addict. I don't know, man.